Lucas Coenen, MXGP of Sardinia, another win. I kind of think it's inevitable at the moment if you're out up front. I don't think anyone's touching you, but a little crash in the second moto made it closer, made it more interesting to watch. But overall, 1-1 on the day, and yeah, can't complain.
No, good day. Yesterday was tough with the quali moto crash at the start, and then had to fight back to fifth, but that was decent. And today I got a start on P6 and managed to come up to the front past Jeffrey, and then made a good gap and just enjoyed it out there. And Moto 2, quite the same start, and I made a pass for the lead and made a gap with Jeffrey. And then, yeah, you know, it's really hard, like really easy to make a mistake on these type of tracks because the soil underneath is really hard. So I made a tip over, and you know, when you crash and you're in the lead, your heart rate goes up like to the moon, and forgot to breathe, and he was in my wheel. So last 5 laps we pushed it all out there, risked it out, but no, was fun.
How hard was the track today? It looked easier for flow compared to yesterday, but yeah, it didn't look like a track I would want to ride.
I mean, yeah, it's fun to ride like maybe 2-3 laps, but the 30-minute moto, you feel it on the body, and for sure my hands were crying out there, but I mean, it was decent for everyone's stuff, but yeah, I managed to make the best out of it.
Obviously Switzerland didn't go your way with the opening moto, but you displayed your speed in the second race. You've done it again this weekend, you did it in Spain, but the main point I'm getting at is you're doing it on all sorts of terrain and all sorts of soil, so your confidence must be at sort of an all-time high, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's you need to be always there from the start to the first laps, and that's what we are kind of doing, so gotta be humble, you know, feet on the ground, and yeah, to just be there every time. So yeah, you can expect everything from everyone. They are all ripping, everybody's fast, so yeah, you can't give him some advantage. So yeah.
We all say that this year is the most stacked class, and do you feel that racing compared to last year? Do you feel the intensity from the other positions when you've had to make your way through?
Oh, for sure. I mean, last year when I hopped on was already really hard, the level. You can see how the MXGP is, but now with more of people coming back and stepping up, I mean, the level is really high. So, I mean, top 15, top 10, it's like they are on the charge. They don't let you like a little chance. You get a little in front of them, they just cut you off, and you know, they're fighting. So that's what we want, and that's good racing. It's hard, but that's how we love it.
And last one, the bike seems to be in a good spot, judging by your results, but is there small improvements that you're looking to make to sort of get it closer to 100%, or are you in quite a good spot at the moment?
I mean, we're kind of good. You can always improve. I'm kind of good, just clicking off the laps and keep working. That's the main thing.
Everts, MXGP of Sardinia, back-to-back podiums, a little bit of momentum in your corner after hurting your ankle in Spain and sort of fighting through it. But take me through the weekend. Are we pleased to leave the island with a podium?
Yes, definitely. I never really got to grips here. Never stood on the podium here, so found one of the two. I was definitely fighting and struggling, you know, just body-wise with my ankle, but I mean, we're making the most out of it. I'm just in the mindset of trying to salvage as many points as I can and trying to stay close to these two, and then come back after the break. So that's where we're at, and I think we're managing quite well, doing everything we can. I think I built up the weekend pretty good, you know. I think races were important, quali races important, and the rest was just, I just did 1 lap in time practice, and it was good enough for me, and I did the rest from there.
Everyone has said to me today that the bumps allowed for a lot better flow around the track compared to yesterday, but would you say it shaped up a little bit better to get into a rhythm?
I got that feeling this morning straight away. I felt really good. I don't know, yesterday they were really sharp and just really hard to get a flow on. Now the second moto, for me, it was more tough. But then at the end, I kind of found a flow again. So it was difficult, you know, but definitely today was a bit more flowy.
With your ankle, if you could put a sort of a number on percentage-wise, how close are we to getting back to, in air quotes, 100%?
I think we're at 40.
Really?
Yeah, we're not great, man.
So, like, people need to know this though, because
no, they don't. I don't.
You don't.
I don't care. Well, I'm just here to do my job and enjoy it, and yeah, let this go, man. I mean, injuries are a part of the sport, and if there's the slightest of chance, you know, you got to take it and just do what you can.
So considering you're at less than half of what you feel like you could be at, 2 podiums on the spin in 2 completely different conditions must be nice. And it's frustrating seeing Simon and Sacha sort of...
No, it isn't really. You know, I'm just in the state. It's a really good test, actually. I never really experienced riding injured or riding with a lot of pain.
Yeah.
So this is quite new for me. But you know, I'm just in my own zone. You know, just try and get through it and get as many points as you can. Podium is great. You know, it's above expectations at the moment. And yeah, we're just winging it.
This could be a silly question, but what sort of conditions are harder on your ankle? Switzerland with a long...
This one.
Really?
Yeah.
Just
Switzerland was quite easy, actually. I was surprised because it was just a week after Spain. Even though my ankle is a lot better now than it was in Switzerland, it was just a lot harder.
And last one, got Arco next week, and then I think it's like a 6-week break. I'm going to America to ride, mate. That's how long we've...
Sweet, man. Show some pictures. I'll be on the couch, probably.
I'll be doing a bit of testing for you if needs be, but I don't think it'll help. But how important is that 6-week break going to be for you? Will you, this kind of ties in, have you been riding during the week as well at the moment?
Nothing. No, I haven't been. I actually been really sick. I got really sick in Argentina. So that was Sunday, which riding with fever, getting back home was a nightmare. Then I rode once before Andalusia, which I was feeling really great actually again. And then free practice was mega, feeling awesome. And then
you were ripping and stuff.
Yeah, that lap actually, when it happened, that was a heater as well. So I was feeling it there. So then didn't ride that week, didn't ride these 2 weeks. So
I think all things considered then, we're over expectation.
yeah, definitely. You know, I'm not here to complain. I'm just rolling with the situation we're given, man. I'm just trying to enjoy it, and like I said, if it's 7, it's 7. It's first, it's first. You know, every point counts. So
well done.
Yeah, cheers.
Alberto Forato, MXGP of Sardinia. Another great weekend for you. I think 2026 is the year of Ferrarato at the moment. A real bounce back after a tough couple of years of injury. So take me through the weekend. I'm sure you're happy.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Actually, it was a good weekend. Bit up and downs, like you know, after 2 years that was really struggling and was really bad for me. But now I come back and race by race I feel better. This morning actually I have a huge crash on the warm-up, so yeah, much pain on my hands and everywhere. But I bite my tongue on the teeth, and it was good. It was good in the end. I could ride. That was the most important this morning, and yeah, P6 overall. So I'm pretty happy now, just to recover from everything and then get ready for Arco.
How is it being with Fantic and under a factory awning? I'm sure it's a breath of fresh air to have such support. Makes everything easier on race weekends, and you're backing it up with the results as well.
Actually, we are working really good. Like everything is new for me, also for the team. Now first year with Fantic, yeah. So we are working a lot, but we are figuring it out.
Oh. I think something was lost.
Yeah, and yeah, pretty windy. But no, as I said, we are working good, and it's nice to be in a factory team for the first time. But yeah, it's still to work, eh?
Because you have got to get a plane, I'll make this quick. It's the last one. Heading into Trentino next weekend. I don't know how far away you actually live from there, but it's still an Italian GP. I'm sure a lot of the Italians are going to go crazy for you. And then we're into a 6-week break. So is there much development you want to do on the bike in that 6 weeks, or are you quite happy at the moment?
Actually, yes. We have a lot to work, so we plan it to do it there with long break we had. Yeah, Arco is 1.5 hours from my place, so
basically home.
Yes, like pretty much home GP, so a lot of fans there. It's gonna be good, and I try to give my best as always.
What was the things that you're trying to work on? What bits are you trying to get better?
Actually, pretty much everything for sure. The start that didn't went as planned, but yeah, on everything, you know, I started late riding because of my injury, and we didn't have much time to test it all. So we are working week by week, but you know, between the races like this, it's not so easy. Now we have a little bit longer break, so we're gonna try to figure it out and then get back in France on top.
Sacha Coenen, MXGP of Sardinia, the qualifying king, absolutely dominating these at the moment, 4 for 4. Today, 1-2, fight back in the second race after a small crash. Well, I don't know if it was
Big
small.
one.
It looked big, yeah. Like, I kind of feel bad for saying it was small, but you rebounded, you come through, you tied on points with Simon. Obviously didn't get the overall, but all things considered, you recovered it well from the crash.
Yeah, for sure, a bit disappointed I didn't win this Sunday. They 1 and 2 had same points, but yeah, not a qualifying race win, so that's we're really pumped with that. But yeah, on Sunday we managed to do it better, let's say. So, first moto won quite easily, let's say. But yeah, I had to fight for it quite some laps. But yeah, I had a good throw and everything, so I could manage to have a good lead. And yeah, second moto started in front, did 2 really fast laps, and then on the third one, I don't know what happened, my direction closed like complete, like I lost the front, and yeah, went over the bars quite big, so had to start back from 13 and had to put the head down and just go for it, and came back second, close, but yeah, didn't win, so it's a bit disappointed, but overall a good weekend, let's say, and yeah, we are motivated.
I think one of the improvements you've made, and it kind of shows in the second race today, is maybe last year Sacha crashes like that. He now crashes again because he's just so angry and he's trying to go and chase the boys down. But you took your time. There was a couple of mistakes, but at the end of the day, you're trying to get back to the front, and you got into second. So do you think that's a fair sort of understanding of your riding from the weekend, that you're trying to take a little bit of a calmer approach and just then it will come to you, even if you crash?
Yeah, for sure. We are also more happy, let's say, than last year. We get no pressure at all, just having fun out there with the bike and all this stuff. So, second moto I crashed, said like, just take my time. I knew I could come back because I had a really good speed all weekend long. Had to push a bit for it, but I make some key passes, let's say, and I came back second, so it's not bad. I think maybe I was thinking to win it, but it was kind of difficult because Simon was also fast in the stand this weekend, but yeah, overall I'm not disappointed.
Was there many bike changes you had to make through the weekend? Yesterday the track looked like the bumps were, I don't know, like pyramid. They were really choppy and horrible, and today it looked like it flowed a bit better. That's what some guys have told me anyway, but was there anything that you needed to change from yesterday to today to get a bit more comfortable?
Let's say I didn't even change anything from hardpack setup. I'm just riding the
same one
in the sand, so I didn't touch anything. I like to ride with it, and yeah, I rarely touch the bike, but now for the moment I just stay like this, and I think we had some good improvements.
Heading into Trentino next weekend, with a rider of your calibre, there's only one goal, and that's to win, and I feel like on any terrain you can win. So what is the sort of thing you really want to iron out? I know it's obviously not to crash, but yeah, what are you going to work on this week, or is it just be confident in your ability and you know it's going to come inevitably?
Yeah, let's say sand is a bit difficult for me because I'm quite small and I'm not really
right, mate,
tall.
we all are.
What?
I'm small as well, mate, it's alright.
Yeah. No, I'm quite small, so that's also like a little disadvantage, let's say. But yeah, normally I'm not that good in the sand, but now I'm getting better, and I kept my speed all moto, let's say, and physically I'm good also, let's say. I'm not 100%. I'm not the best one out there, but yeah, I feel strong and everything. I think hardpack can help me a bit more to push at the end, and no, I was feeling good even today, end of the moto. I was quite fresh, but yeah.
What is it with, this is the last question, what is it with you with having big crashes and you just bounce back up, mate? Like, you just, where was it, in France last year or the year before, Biggie, bounce up, today, bounce up. You kind of just, I don't know, you made a still.
Yeah, I don't know. It happens. It's not always our fault, let's say.
No, for sure.
Yeah, everybody crashed. You could see this weekend, all the riders had big crashes, so it's not only me, it's like everyone. But yeah, I don't know. Normally I rarely crash this season. I was more on my 2 wheels, but I don't know what happened second moto. I make a big mistake, and it's like it is. It happened. We came back second, so.
Vlaanderen, MXGP of Sardinia. So up and down weekend results wise, but sort of replicating the 3 earlier rounds. Good riding, but the results don't really show the effort or sort of the speed that you have.
The effort is there for sure.
100%.
It's tough, you know. Trying to replicate 2022 when I won, yeah, it's not easy. That's obviously the expectation coming into whenever I come here, I want to win, and I'm just so far off at the moment. But like I said, not for a lack of effort. I'm trying everything that I can and doing the best that I can. Yeah, it's frustrating. Yeah, nothing more I can say really.
What's the hardest part of the bike that you're trying to adapt to or make better? Is it sort of the suspension or sort of managing the speed? I don't really know. Obviously, there's such a new team and a new bike. There's not a lot of data to go off and sort of look back through the years. So
yeah, that is a big problem, is the data. We don't have any data, and we're just trying to learn, you know. Yeah. And we knew that this was going to be a tough one coming in because the bike struggles in the sand quite a bit, more than on hardpack.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like the traction, like traction-wise, we're struggling. And on hardpack it's a little bit easier because your bike is more planted, it gets more traction. In the sand it's a bit more like on top of the sand. So we knew that it was going to be tough coming in here. I didn't know it was going to be so tough, to be honest. I thought it would be alright. But yeah, already yesterday, coming like in the practices, I saw that we were quite far off. So, you know, I gave it my all today, even with the last gate pick. First motor I struggled quite a bit, just with myself, with the bike. And second motor, he actually made a shock change between the races. And it seemed to be quite positive, so I could ride a bit more free, a bit more myself, and it showed also with my lap time, so it was a lot better. So yeah, maybe a little bit of positives to take away from the weekend, finishing in the top 10 second moto, but still it's not really what we want to be or where we want to be.
Well, in Spain, I was trying to get an interview with you because I thought you were going to be happy that I think it was your second moto exactly in Spain. And then obviously this is a completely different kettle of fish of terrain, but it's both sandy. So I think trying to make this positive, trying to put a smile on your face, I think despite the struggles, it's still showing that you can be in the top 5 and the top 7. I know you're a former Grand Prix winner, the podiums where you want to be and can be, but overall, I don't know, I think it's all things considered, it's closer than you'd think if you put two motos together, but easier said than done.
Yeah, it's not closer, to be honest. Like, I think the second race was closer. If I can have the whole weekend around like fighting maybe around 8, 9, I would be okay with it. But yesterday I struggled a lot, and also the first race, like in P15, P16, whatever I finished, it's not really where I want to be at all. So second race, like you said, was positive, and I'll focus on that and take it to the next weekend.
So next weekend is a hard-pack track, so they give you a little bit more confidence knowing that the bike responds better there, and then you get a 6-week break, which I'm sure you're going to be very busy with testing, and hopefully come it's La Capelle, a lot better position with the bike. Yeah,
I think that's our plan. Is next weekend it will obviously a bit more hard, so it'll be suiting us a bit easier, but suiting us a bit more. Yeah, like going back to your last question, like in Spain it was sandy, but it was still quite a bit of hard pack underneath. So this like bottomless sand, I struggled quite a bit. But anyway, our next weekend will be a bit easier for us, and hopefully can get closer to that top 5 or get back inside the top 5. That's my goal. And then we have that break, which is exciting. Get back to work and see what we can change to you know, when we get back racing, to be really competitive and at the front.
What would you say, so it's the last one, what would you say the bike does best though? What one thing is you don't really need a touch?
Good question.
Sorry.
No, I mean it's a whole package, you know. Like, I think if we improve on some things, then other things will also improve. And at the moment, is
that the same if you make a change and it's negative, it then has a negative impact everywhere, so you kind of go around in circles?
For sure, like at our level, to be fighting at the front, everything needs to be on, like really working really well. And you can't be riding at 85% and expect to be inside the top 5 or be on the podium. So let's just see small things that we're trying to improve, the small percentages. I'd say like the front end on the bike is quite stable. That's something that we're not really working on at the moment. So that's maybe answer to your question.
Overall, but the second moto was the strongest, so take me through it. I think this year you guys have made a massive step with the bike, but yeah, take me through the weekend.
Yeah, the weekend started off not so good. Yesterday I had a big crash in qualifying. I had picked up like a minor injury, which was holding me back a little bit today also. Like in the first moto I could feel it a lot. in the second moto, like I didn't feel better. I just managed to ride through it, you know. But overall was like a positive weekend in my opinion. At least the second moto was good. And yeah, shit that I picked up a small injury, but I hope I can get it sorted out before Arco.
What did you injure, if you can tell us?
Yeah, like I already crashed in time practice and I hurt my wrist a bit.
Okay.
And then in the crash in the qualifying race, I just made it a bit worse. And then woke up this morning really stiff in the arm. I could barely do a lap in the warm-up, so yeah.
This year I think maybe it's the bike, maybe it's a little bit of everything, but you've definitely made a step forward and you're running sort of inside the pack where I'd imagine you want to be. So what is that down to? Has the bike made a big step? Have you made a big step, or is it a mixture?
Yeah, it's more of a mixture, but yeah, this year the bike has become really better. Comparing to last year, the boys did a good job. Like it's much better in the starts, just the power overall on the bike feels quite good. Also the chassis I feel has been sorted out more or less. But yeah, also I did a lot of work this winter. We did a lot of riding with my brother, and that I think also helped me, that I could train with my brother. So
how does it feel when you know your brother's behind you, you're chasing him and reeling him in? Is there an extra bit of motivation? Do you want to be the main Reišulis in the MX2 class, or do you two, as long as he's doing good and you're riding okay, you're not too bothered?
It's not in a way you could actually think. Like when I see my brother, maybe he passed me or I pass him, it doesn't like bother me that much. But for example, if I see him crash, that makes me kind of angry, you know, like or I see someone do something to him in front of me, and all I want to do is take that other rider off the track, you know. It's just that kind of motivation from my brother.
To be honest, I think you two in the MX2 class are probably two people we'd avoid trying to take out. So maybe this message will get around the paddock, because did you get asked about the fighting questions, or was that Yanis?
I also got asked.
So I think you two would be the main answer in MX2, but do you reckon people would agree?
Yeah, I don't know if they agree, but they should agree. Like, come on. I think if anyone like messes with me or my brother, you know, it's automatically you have to fight against two guys.
Two very serious guys as well.
Yeah, it's just not that serious, but I think, I'm not sure, maybe they have been, or you can correct me, but you know, growing up in Latvia, it was like a bit tough. You need to know how to fight, so it automatically gives us the upper hand in a fight. But I'm not the type of guy who would go out looking for a fight, you know. Like I would never start a fight, so there's nothing you should be worried about. But if you start a fight with me or my brother, then that's your problem.
Julius Mikula, MXGP of Sardinia. What's the weekend, mate? I mean, we were just discussing then, I had you in my fantasy picks, you've delivered them then some, so take me through the weekend. I'm sure you're extremely stoked with it.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't expect this actually, because normally here in Sardinia I always had struggling. So to be here and to do top 5 and 8, that's a really good weekend for me, and yeah, I'm really happy about this weekend. And yeah.
Even in the second race, you was in the mix, you were there and you were like still with the main guys. I think maybe the intensity from the first race kind of caught up with you, and you're probably not used to riding at that pace, but yeah, was that sort of a reason in the second race you dropped back a little bit?
Yeah, it was actually. I had pain in my back and my legs were giving up, so I had to make the decision to a little bit slow down the pace and bring it home at least the 8, because otherwise I think I would kill myself here. So the positive was to stay on 2 wheels and finish the moto.
Is it almost easier when you started them guys to run that pace? Like, were you thinking in that first moto, oh okay, if I can just start with them, I can actually go there. If you're in 10th, it must be a lot harder to sort of get stuck in their groove, don't you, the riders around you?
It's definitely much easier when you start in front. Like in the second race I was P2 I think after the start, but then in the back I almost tipped over. That takes me quite a lot of energy, to be honest. And in the first moto I start like 4th I think, and then stayed on the 4th for a few laps, so that was really good. And yeah, finished 5, that was really good.
Obviously last year you was riding a TM and this year you're on a KTM, so how has the switch been? it's looking like it's in a positive direction, especially out the gate, because yeah, you're in the mix from the get-go.
Yeah, definitely positive, because my team did a lot of work, and yeah, before this race we actually did a lot of changes on my setup, which paid off definitely. And yeah, I want to say thank you to my team for sure, because they worked their ass off for like really hard, and yeah, I deliver something to make the work for them easier also.
You told me that this result was a little bit more of a surprise because of the sand and in check. There's not many sand tracks, so Trentino next week, I'm sure that's a little bit more up your street. So if you're doing these results there, I think the only way is up really, so I'm sure you're full of confidence heading into next weekend.
Yeah, definitely. It's it's a little bit easier than here, because I think even if some people still are saying like Lommel is the toughest track, I don't agree anymore, because here in Sardinia this is the toughest track right now on the calendar. Like Lommel is really tough, but here is, I think, tougher, so this is so positive to do it here like this. And yeah, in Czech we don't have much of the sand tracks, so to be as a Czech rider and make these results here is, I think, quite impressive. And yeah, this is just good weekend.
Not really a question, but it's just a compliment on the gear setup. Compared to last year, you're looking like, I don't know, it's just so much nicer. I feel like if you look good, you ride good, and you feel good.
Yeah, this is the thing, like some people don't get it, but actually when you have a good gear and you like the gear and you like yourself, how you look on the bike, that makes quite a big difference actually, because then you are enjoying yourself because you know you look good. And yeah, I'm doing this here with my with my boots always different colors, and my gloves is always black and white. Also my boots always go black and white, so I really like two colors when I have like this.
Looking good, mate. Well done for this weekend. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Scott Smulders, MXGP of Sardinia, 10th overall. A little bit disappointed because I did pick you for my 9th wildcard in the prediction show, but all things considered, mate, a top 10, you can't be angry with that.
No, I'm happy with my 10th place overall, and 2 solid motos after a bit of a struggle yesterday, and I turned it around today. 2 consistent motos. I was up there to get the top 10 result, but yeah, I'm happy with it.
Do you think if you maybe started in that sort of, say, top 7, top 5, we saw with Mikula today, that you kind of run with that pace, and I think that would be similar with you. If we can get you there, and get you there in the early laps, then I think you're almost going to unlock an extra couple of %, but what do you think?
Yeah, I think when I'm a bit more in the front in the start and stay there, I think I can do that. And yeah, but I will build race by race, and yeah, we will see.
Obviously, being Dutch, sand is something that you're quite fond of, and it's something that you'll be having a smile on when you're coming to race it. But what's worse, this or Lommel? Because everyone says Lommel, but then you watch this, I think this almost looks harder.
No, but maybe this track looks harder, but it has a little bit better flow. So yeah, I think also Lommel is a bit harder on the body, and still this was a hard one. But yeah, I think Lommel is worse than this.
Well, obviously your pre-season was so good. We caught up to discuss it. Have you been developing the bike anymore? Have you in such a good spot in pre-season where the bike is kind of left as it is, a few clicker changes, and that's about it?
Actually, we changed not so much, just a few clickers here and there, a few things what we test also for the start, and that's it.
Heading into Arco next week, then we got a big break. Maybe, I don't really know Arco, is that a Scott Smulders track, or I feel like you do it everywhere at the minute, mate?
Yeah, actually in the past I did quite good there. I finished, I think, 4th overall in the 125 there, yeah. So yeah, for me the track is not so a big problem. I have to be up there every weekend, so yeah.
Scott Lillis, we've had to get you in to fill in for the boys because they're already gone, but achieved the first podium for Áron Katona this weekend in the EMX 250 class. Mattia and Knowles had a tougher weekend, let's say, but yeah, overall, to leave here with a podium with young talents, good weekend, I'd say.
Yeah, it's good. It's he's made a big couple of steps from the start of the year. Obviously, it's his first year in the class. He's only 15, So yeah, to already be fighting like that for podium positions has been really, really good, and it's a testament to the work we've put in the pre-season and leading up to this. We've been working really, really hard for this result, and for him to execute on the weekend on probably one of the harder tracks of the season, it's been awesome. Really, really happy with that. Yeah.
You've worked or been around the top level guys and in between and sort of young and up and coming talents. Where would you rank Áron in that list? Has he got what it takes? I know it's early, not jinxing it, but do you see the pedigree and the ingredients needed to be a top level racer?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's a very special kid. I mean, you only get them every once in a while. To be as mentally mature as he is at such a young age, to know where he wants to be, have his eyes on the prize, and he really does he just shuts up and gets the work done, you know, and it's quite rare, especially someone of his age. So yeah, for sure, I've been around for a long time now, and obviously it's still very early days, but yeah, the trajectory he's going, I can see him winning many titles in the future, and I don't think it's going to take very long either.
Having someone like you in his corner, God, it's really bigging you up here, aren't I? Having someone like you in his corner must help, because it could be easy for a young rider to get maybe over the head after this podium and one more and get angry if they don't get it next weekend. But you've been around the block, you know what to tell him, and you sort of know the way to guide him or the direction to put him in.
Well, I think the thing is like when you get good results, everybody has good advice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's when everybody comes out of the woodwork, you know. So it was the times where we were struggling and he was struggling and searching and stuff like that, where I feel like my experience helped a little bit. Just to sort of look, just like the whole cliche thing, like trust the process, it's going to happen, you know, and the whole step by step. But yeah, there's not much I can do or say. He's the guy on the bike, you know. We can always whisper sweet nothings into their ear on the start line, but at the end of the day, when the gate drops, the bullshit stops, kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know, it's just cool to be a part of the program and a part of his journey to where he wants to be, you know, and just have a little tiny percentage of it. Then yeah, it's kind of cool to look back on that. Hopefully when he's a multi-time world champion or supercross champion or whatever, you know, it'll be cool to look back on these times when I think it was funny, we had a class was saying, he's like, we're going to look back on these bad results and we're going to laugh, you know, and it was the same thing. We sat down and debriefed after the race and he's like, you're right, you know, I thought it was never going to happen, but yeah, no, he kept his eyes on the prize. He just did the work. And the boys have been working so hard. Like, I can't thank the mechanics enough. Every single one of them. They've really been working hard. It's a lot of time away from home and a lot of long hours, 7 days a week kind of thing. And to get a little result like this and really just lift some morale for everybody. And when we're up at the podium, like Matthias' mechanic, Noel's mechanic, everybody's up there cheering, because it's like when one guy wins on the team, it's like we all win or we get a podium, you know, it's like that kind of thing. So yeah, it's cool.